Welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today we're going to be doing the flippers on the Williams Grand Prix. We will be completely rebuilding them. I am not using a kit, I'm using pieces of a kit which will be part of the linkage. I bought new linkage, new EOS switches, and new coil stops. These pawls you usually get with the kit that are attached. Sometimes you don't. And then you also get new flipper bushings. But the kits, they're nice and everything, but if you can source out the parts just a little piece at a time, it can be cheaper. So that's what I did. I had just bought these pieces. My God, I haven't used these tools in a long time. So, you know, I haven't done anything pinball in weeks. Actually, this game I probably haven't touched in over a month. I'd say 2 months. So anyways, that works now. Let's see if we can just get this popped off. These are just nice big clips that are holding it on, and they're holding it on tight. I'm being careful. I just don't want it to pop off and go flying. So let's put everything right over there in a nice spot. I will be showing you how to rebuild these just with pieces instead of a whole kit. And that is on nice. Okay, we got that there. Get that loose. We'll get these screws here loose. Okay, and we're going to put new coils on these flippers too. The reason why is these have been soldered so much they're partially melted. Nice, they're bolted. So that means I'll have to take apart this whole thing. They've been partially melted from somebody going nuts on a soldering iron at one time. So we are just gonna get rid of them. I will save them as parts, but as for right now, they are kind of not being used. And man, there's that bolt. Is it loose now? There we go. That bolt was tight and didn't want to loosen up, so I had to back it up and loosen it up then. There we go. Now this coil stop will come off. Ooh, look, got a brand new coil stop too. This one is mushroomed up pretty good. That will go in the garbage. Coil sleeve came out, which was real nice. And it's real loose in there too. Oh, look at that. That's why I always say replace your coil sleeves. I don't know if you can see that. See, it's wore right through there. Look at that. It's a better shot. It just wore through. It's very thin. I can feel how thin it is. It's another piece of garbage. So anyways, that's coming off anyways, so we don't really need that. Let's put the spring here. Linkage. As you can see, look at all that play. That's why we're rebuilding it. Let's put that there out of the way. These, well, we'll get the paw off. These just unscrew a little bit. Let's get a wrench for that one. I should actually have one of my little box wrenches. Let's get a box wrench for that. Do I get one that small? go. And they're all the way on the other side. Go. It's a lot better. Blah blah blah. It's a lot better using the right tools. Hard to write. Oh, that fell right out. Okay, here's our pawl. The flipper is on the floor. Flipper. And we will get those out. I'm hoping my battery doesn't die before I get them out. I have a feeling it is going to die. It's like I had said, I haven't used these cameras in a while. And these batteries, they'll show a full charge. And then you record for 3-4 minutes. And the battery dies on you. I've been doing 6 minutes and this battery's almost dead. Okay, that's out. Let's move to the workbench and we will rebuild this link assembly with the plunger. Okay, I just want to show you, I pulled all their flipper apart because I'm rebuilding them together. The sleeve is stuck on the coil stop. Literally stuck. I just pulled it right out of the coil and it's stuck. That thing has been mashed so hard for so long, it is actually conformed to it. And you can actually feel a little bump right here on the end where it's mashed. Is it loose in there? Yeah. Is the coil stop loose? No. It's not loose in there, but it mashed to the point where it mushroomed this out a little bit. But the stop is still tight. But anyways, they were sloppy flippers to begin with, and they're going to be tight flippers. So let's get to rebuilding these puppies. Alright, we're at my vise, and I got these cool little plastic inserts here. They're magnetized and they're made for round objects and stuff like that. They just go into the vise and are magnetized. I had to do some Gottlieb ones before, and they were kind of a pain in the butt to hold. So I picked these up off of eBay for a couple bucks, and they come from China. So it took a little while to get here. But you can see it holds the round parts perfect. And now you can really see how loose that linkage is. And here's a brand new linkage. You can get these from any of your favorite pinball suppliers that carry a lot of EM parts. And I got these from Harbor Freight. This is just a Pittsburgh 8-piece pin punch set, item 93424. And I found out these work pretty good for what I'm doing. And you just want the punch that just fits that hole perfect. It might be, oh, let's try this one. I think it might be a little too big, but we will try it. Oh, we need to tighten this down a little bit more. And that's too big. So let's put that back and get the next smaller one. I think it was just a little too big. That one should do it. My thing's moving a little too much. Yeah, it's coming out. I need to drop this down a little bit actually, so I can feel it going like that as I'm smacking it. There. And this we will just drive I'm trying just to get the pin out just enough. That was too much. Just enough to get this out. As you can see, old versus new. Let's get a piece of let's use this. You can clearly see the difference in holes. How badly this one's wore and that one's perfect. So well, that's garbage. We'll put that back there. And that will go back in like that. But now since I drove it out, I'm gonna reverse this and drive it back in. Now you want the side you've smashed on back on the out. This is always the fun part, getting them started. That's why I didn't want to pop it out all the way. Let's do this. Since I got it out too far, it's going in a little cockeye. Let's get that straight. Put it right on the edge. That's not working good either. It's going in a little still crooked. Alright. So I didn't want to pop it out all the way. Okay. We're there now. Now some people are going to be like, well, I'm just buying new ones. You can get new ones, that's perfect. However, I just wanted to show you another way to do it where you can recycle some of your original parts. Okay. There we go. This way you can recycle some of your original parts again. And there we go. A fully rebuilt and a fully used and abused flipper linkage. Perfect. Now look at that. See how that's got very minimal play? That's very normal. So let's get this one apart now. You can see how the pin is further out on this side and it's smashed a little bit, so you can tell somebody pounded in this way, and how this is like still kind of flush in the hole. So that's how we're gonna pound it out. This time I'm gonna try not to drive it out completely again, just to make it harder for me to work on it. There we go. Takes a little bit just to get it to move. Now I'm giving out love taps. There we go. Old one again, a new one. You can see the hole size. Bigger, smaller. And we'll flip this around again. So this little vise thing, I don't know, I think it was $5 or something like that. Shipped. See, what I'm doing is I'm just tapping this in a little bit, and as I'm wiggling this through, once I get it right there, you can feel that I'm hitting it. So I want to get this roll pin in this hole just a little bit. Now I know I can drive it all the way through without damaging the part. There we go. Very good. 2 flipper linkages fully rebuilt. Now these were good on my game, so there was no reason to replace them. You can get new ones. Ooh, that one isn't good. So my dumb self just rebuilt one that wasn't good. So I do got some spares of these. So, but look at that. I didn't even see that. That's that, what do you call it? This was the one I didn't show on camera taking off, because when I took it off, part of the sleeve actually was stuck around the spring. It came off in a couple pieces. But yeah, I have some extra ones of these, so we will throw this one out and we'll use the other one. So I'm gonna quick fix this one and throw this out and put a new one on, and then we'll get back to the flippers. Alright, so I'm back and I fixed a broken one that I fixed. So this one's in really good condition, except for just right on the end here. I have to file just a little bit because it's got a little edge. But that one will be for that side, that's off camera. So I'll do that one. You know how I always do it, I just do one at a time. It's the same thing over and over again, so why show it twice? Actually, I'm going to get a little file and just clean it up real quick, because it does have just a slight little edge on it from mushrooming. But this is why you would buy a rebuild kit if you get really damaged parts here. But this is just a little itty bitty edge here, and I'll just go like this with my file and it will clean it right up, get it all nice and smooth again. So let me get a file. Alright, where's that little... Now remember, this is my machine. So this is why I'm rebuilding these like this, because it's my machine. It's one machine that's going to stay in my collection. This was your machine, I would just do a full rebuild kit on it, or I'd offer you a discount on this kit reusing your old parts. I don't think it would be that much of a discount, because actually I don't think it would be any discount, because it takes longer for me to rebuild them than it is to slap on new parts. So yeah, scratch that. So if you got a game from me, you'd be just getting a full rebuild kit. I ain't even gonna bother doing this with customer games. My games that I'm keeping, you know, like my Gulfstream and this Grand Prix, yeah, they'll get rebuilt like this. There's no reason to for me to spend the extra money on something I know if it fails, I can, you know, it's on my head. But I don't want to rebuild your machine and use inferior used parts and have something break. There's nothing, I guess I shouldn't say inferior. There's nothing inferior about this. It's back to, you know, good. Just if I pulled your machine apart and these were mushroomed, I wouldn't, I guess that would be inferior, so I would not reuse these. They'd go in the garbage. But in my Grand Prix, I will reuse them because they ain't really that bad. So this is the worst one. As you can see, it ain't that bad. You can do this on shooter rods too. You want that little bevel to it, that's why I'm on an angle. So I think I got some new ones in a box over there. I'm just slowly spinning this as I'm doing that. This is a very fine file. Just taking that little edge off there. And where's that sandpaper? I will show you what a new one looks like. It'll be a Gottlieb one. There. Perfectly good again. Let me get a little more sand to that. Let me get a brand new Gottlieb one. I might have a brand new Williams one too. So this is something you can do on your machine. If you want to save a couple bucks on parts. There, perfect again. And there goes my sandpaper. Let's get a brand new one. That's a used one. That's a used one too. Where do I get a brand new one? I don't think I do get a brand new one. I got ones that are like new. But anyways, you can see there's just that slight little bevel right there. These Gottlieb ones, actually, I got bad heads on them, so they're garbage. Here's where did I have another one? I thought I had one brand new one that I got from somewhere. Here's the that Williams one I just took out. See that groove? But you can see how it's got that little bevel and then it's flat on top. So that's what I just kind of recreated on there. I just knocked that down. Do I got any? I thought I had one brand spanking new one. So I actually, well, actually I thought I had two brand new ones. I thought I bought a 4 kit when I only needed 2. I guess not. Here's a used one that's got a bad linkage, but yeah, you can see the bevel. This one's actually pretty beat up. I'm thinking this one is garbage. But anyways, that's it. So this is something you can do on your machine, but if I'm going to do a customer machine or a machine that I'm selling, I'm just going to use brand new ones from now on. On my machine, it's okay. We'll fix them that way. But that's another little trick you can do. Save a couple bucks. Alright, let's work on this bad boy here. Let's get my soldering iron on. And that's my stopwatch. We're at 21 hours and 11 minutes right now. That's how long I've been working on this Grand Prix. It's a long time. Okay, my first thing is, let's get rid of this EOS switch. Sorry for bumping the camera. And that's too long. I really need to get some long bits for my screw gun, because these get to be a pain in the butt when I gotta do stuff like this and I wanna use my electric screwdriver. Put all my screws over in one spot like I was intending. Okay, I guess I could use it on this. I'm taking this bracket off because it had nuts on it for the coil stop. So my new coil stops I got here. You put the new coils on and the new coil stops. I'll use my nap saw and that to clean off the spot here. Put these new coils on and just bracket all nice and clean. Alright, why is this here? I must have did a video on that. Oh, my own video. That's why. Alright, now I can see I have to loosen those front ones up and slide that back. But let's get these started first. And then we will put the nuts on them. These were screwed and then nutted for some reason. It might have been a little stripped at one time. But then somebody put the nut on the back to keep them extra tight. They probably were loosening up, which is normal. People do it all the time on these, especially after they've been serviced a ton of times. These screws get loose, and the way to fix it so they don't loosen up again is to put a nut on the back. And then if they still loosen up, you can double nut the back, put another nut on it that locks the nut down. Because the coil stop takes the most abuse, because you're slamming into that all the time every time you fire the coil. This I'm going to pull back as tight as I can, and these I'm going to loosen up a little bit just because this coil's in there sloppy. Get that tight a little bit. And get those just a little snug. And I can snug up this whole assembly. There we go. No back and forth movement. I got the twist movement, but not back and forth. Those, I have a little quarter-inch. Tighten those up with. Okay, now it doesn't go back and forth like that no more, but it does turn, which is absolutely normal. There ain't nothing you can do about that. But that, sorry for kicking the camera again, that will go back like that. So let's screw that down. You're probably like, oh, you're using electric screwdriver to tighten those up. You're gonna strip the holes. Not really. I'm not going down all the way. And then did you see how the screwdriver slipped out of my hand when it did? Alright, it keeps me from going down all the way. That's something I learned using that electric screwdriver. Hold it loose and you'll never over tighten them in the wood. See how I'm still getting some turns. Alright, that's on there good. So, what do we want to do next? Let's get these EOS switches mounted on that plate. See, I bought all these parts individually. I forgot what I saved. I think it was, I don't know, 10 bucks maybe. Or actually, I think I got 2 kits for the price of 1. I think that's what I ended up saving. Perfect match. So that, and to me, was worth rebuilding on myself. But like I said, for a customer machine, I will not be doing this. It's just not cost effective for me taking my time rebuilding the plungers, especially if they're wore out like mine was. Let's put that there. Put that there. We'll leave that there. That don't care because that switch is garbage. And then this goes back on here. And we will tighten these down. You don't have to He-Man these again. You He-Man these and you're going to strip out that screw plate. You do want them nice and level. I can always unscrew this from the thing and then take this back off and adjust these if I need to once the game's up and running, because this piece right here, it will pivot like that, so if it's cockeyed the wrong way, I can just unscrew this from here and then adjust these and then tighten them back down. But I don't think this pinball machine is going to be working for a while yet, so I got to rebuild all this. So, alright, since I got my machine, my soldering iron heated up, let's just tin these ends here. Tinning the ends is just basically, it's just, getting them tinned with the flux and the solder. So when you put the wire on, it goes on easy. Alright, here's my solder. Alright, all tinned up and ready to go. So that, I'll just put back down there. Where's those screws? See, I should have put that back on before I put the coil assembly back down. Now we're going to have fun. Right there. That goes right there. There. I can tighten them down. Now, like I said, these were original coils for the machine. They did test good. But like I said, they're been beat up. I think they're a little oblong on the insides. Alright, so now we're gonna get these wires off. Electrical tape, jeez. Shit some people do. I like leaving the wires attached. That way I don't have to look at the schematics to see how it came from the factory. I can just hook them up basically the exact same way. And that I'm going to cut off. Grab it. So I got little cutters here. There. I'll cut that off. This one I will desolder. So I want to get the EOS. Ooh, that's hot. So I can clean that all off. Oh my God, it's all twisted together. It was just like all twisted around each other. Not fun. We will take that off. A little bit there. Now, I will get that wire out of there. Okay, let's get this going here. A little more flux on there. Yeah, I use a Q-tip for this. Alright. That. Let's get a little flux on there. There we go. I didn't like that. There's a hole there. There we through. Good. And we'll get it through, and then we'll mush it down like that. Perfect connection. Okay. And there's that wire. Forgot to flex it. A little solder. There we go. That always works. Okay, and my wire's gonna be too short now since I cut that one off. I don't know if I do it this way. I might end up. Let me do this. Here. Now, wait a minute. My new tool to hold these wires. Why didn't I think of that? About this new tool is to hold these wires so I can solder them easier. Oh my God, does this thing work great. Look at that. Wow. It's a little clamp, like an alligator. One of my buddies on a pinball group turned me onto these. Okay. You have to get these absolutely correct when you redo all these wires. The reason why your coils won't fire correctly. Oh my God, every little piece is dropping off. Your coils won't fire correctly. And you might get flipper, what do you call it, machine gunning and stuff like that. Alright. Oh, somebody's home. Dog's going nuts. Could be the mailman too. He hates the mailman. I don't need to use that tool for this, but I do need that to get out of my way. Alright, now these wires, oh my God, they're boogered on. Scared myself. Helps you use solder sometimes, Mark. I don't have the best soldering techniques, so I can't really tell you which way is the best to solder. I'm not a pro at it myself, so don't judge me too bad. I'm sure some of you guys can solder better than I can, and I don't like that one. I don't like that because it's all strand. I need to cut that. That looks just like hack work there. Look at that. Why did I even do that? Okay, there. I'm sure I'm gonna get criticized on that solder job, but I don't make them that pretty, but they are functional. They don't break off either. Well, you should see me weld. You want to see something good? Watch me weld. I don't claim to be a pro at that, but my welds don't break. They look like crap, but they don't break. Okay, that's all on solid. That's all it needs to be. Like I said, it's not that pretty, but there's no shorts. Everything's clean. Alright, I forgot my camera shuts off after 30 minutes. So I get this is all back together, it's all pretty and stuff like that. So let's get back to this. This I gotta clean up just a little bit. I can't believe I forgot my camera shuts off after it stops recording after 30 minutes. There's no way to change that setting. It drives me nuts. It's been a couple times where that has happened already. Alright. I didn't need to pull that off. These just need to get cleaned up, get the crud and dirt off. They're kind of sloppy looking and whatever, but they do the job they're supposed to do. Okay, the spring will go on here. And this will go on like that. This will slide into there, like that. Now let's get our washer put back on the top. Let's put it like that. Yeah, let's get a little hairpin clip. Snap back on top. Okay, and just for giggles, I'm going to put that flipper on. It's going to come back off because I still got to clean the playfield. There. Let's snug one of these down just a little bit. There we go. I guess I should put the flipper straight on the playfield. There. Okay, there we go. Now we got a fully working flipper. Let's get a close-up on this. A fully working flipper that still needs to be adjusted. As you can see, my EOS is opening way before it needs to. It should open right about there. That's when the EOS should open. So we will be doing adjustments on that later on when I get all this fully rebuilt. But that's about it. That's how it goes. Let me see if I can loosen that up wherever my screwdriver went. There we go. I can loosen that up a little bit and move it. I can twist this assembly out a little bit. That's even better. There, it's further out, but as you can see, this is opening way too late. Let's tweak it while we're here. Too far. We need a little more on that. It's better. I don't like it. Still too much. This has to go out a little bit more. I think that's good. I'll still tweak it a little bit when the game's running. Let me see if I can get a better shot for you guys. Tighter. You want this to open right at the last little bit of the stroke, and that's what it's doing. That last little bit, it's opening. So what that does, you get full power and then partial power. You want the partial power just to hold it open so you can cradle the ball, and that's it. Because otherwise, if you had full power this whole time, you're going to melt these coils out real quick. So I think that'll be good right there. Right that last little bit. Just enough to move the switch. So anyways, that's how we rebuild the flipper on a Williams Grand Prix. That's it. Like I said, my soldering isn't the best. There are videos on how to solder perfectly awesome, blah blah blah, but yeah, this is supposed to turn. It's just not supposed to go back and forth anymore like the old one did. It went back and forth, but yeah, it can turn. And these new coils came with coil sleeves. That's why you didn't see me put one in, because it already had them. See, it's got new sleeves already. Anyways, so yeah, my soldering techniques might not be the best, but these wires are on. They are not coming off. They are on permanent. Like I said, my soldering, it doesn't look the best, but it holds, and that's all it needs. There are people that I sent a board to one of my friends, and it came back look like mint, you know, like it was done at the factory, and you know, it was like perfect, you know, like nobody ever touched the thing. That's how perfect it looked. But these are on there really good. It just, I guess I should go on YouTube like you're on YouTube right now looking at my stuff. I should go and do more research on how to solder a little bit better. But they're functional. They do the job. The power's going through the lug. It's going through the coil, and it's doing its job. But anyways, so I guess I need a 101 on soldering a little better, but it does the job. So anyways, I'm taking the flipper back out, so it's not needed. This will hang there. Well, actually, let's take this back out, and we'll put that in a machine, and we'll install it when we're done with the play field. So anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the flipper rebuild, and like and subscribe, and follow us on Facebook at Mark's Basement Arcade. So check the video description. There might be some more interesting things that you might think are cool to look at, or if I update anything on what I did or whatever, I will put it in the comments. So anyways, thanks for watching. Later.